Hello, my name is Santiago Martinez, and we're going to be going over problem 5 of exam 3. We have a graphing problem and determining a formula for the exponential function in the form of f of x is equal to a times b to the x plus k. Absolutely amazing type of problem here. It's super fun, I think. I apologize for the graph drawn kind of looking weird, but all points do match up according to this problem. You can see I already pre-drawn the identification of the asymptote, which is going to be super helpful because that represents k. And the reason why this represents k is because it is where it shows where the asymptote is, and judging off where that is, we can build off the rest of the information from our graph. So yes, asymptote is at k, and we're going to highlight a couple other points. Another point that will be super helpful later is going to be the y-intercept at 0, 2. And we want to find an extremely nice point to work with to plug in later on, and we're going to get that at -1, 2. Which will also be very nice to work with. I'm going to shrink back down, and let's start figuring some things out. So let's plug in what we know. So we know f of x is going to equal a times b of x plus 4. Keep in mind this would be -4 if it was all the way down here, but it's not, so let's disregard that. And now we're going to plug in our easy values. That's the reason why we want the identify the intercept, because the x value is 0, and anything raised to 0 is just going to be 1. So this automatically eliminates one of our variables to solve for a. So that's the tactic we're going to use. So we're going to do f. We can do f of x would actually be 2 in this situation. So that's the y value. 2 is equal to a times b to the 0 plus 4. And then we would solve like normal. So we have 2 equal to a times 1 plus 4 minus 4 on this side. And we should get -2 is equal to a, because a times 1 would just be a. So we know our a value now. Now the reason why we need another nice point is that way we can plug in our a value and solve for our b value. So let's do that now. So we're going to have 2 as our y value. So I'm going to write this here to distinguish what we're doing. Now solve for b. Beautiful. So looking at this, we should have 2 equal to -2 times b to the -1 plus 4. Right off the bat, I'm going to -4. I miswrote our value. Very important to check that. That's -2. And we should get -6 is equal to -2 times b to -1. I remember using a property of if a negative exponent, we can write it as this, and we'll draw it over here. So if we have x raised to -n, we can write that as 1 over x to the positive n. Basic algebra rule there. But now let's rewrite that. So we have -6 is equal to -2 of 1 over b to the 1, which would just be b. So now looking at this situation, what can we do? We can divide by -2. Divide by -2. And we will get 3 is equal to 1 over b. Pretty awesome here. We can do our reciprocal rules, where we will end up with b is equal to 1 over 3. So we can write this as x is equal to, let's say, 1 over n. Then in return, we can write as m is equal to 1 over x. And then we have to obviously plug this into our equation. We're not quite done. So our full equation should be f of x is equal to -2 times 1/3 x plus 4 will be our entire equation. And that is the answer for this problem. Thank you.